The European starling is a bird that has completely taken over North America, and it's all because of the quirks of one man. His name was Eugene Schieffelin, and he loved Shakespeare so much that he said every bird that was ever mentioned in a Shakespeare play, it needs to exist in North America, okay? So I'm bringing them all over. This is an amazing story that has been reported by major news outlets and nature organizations, and it would be incredible if any of it were true. Eugene did release starlings into North America, but it was part of a greater group called the American Acclimatization Society, which took living beings from one area where they were naturalized and moved them into a new environment. We think that this urban legend started in two parts. Number one, a very well-respected ornithologist named Frank Chapman basically gave Eugene Schieffelin all of the credit for introducing starlings. And we think that's the case because Mr. Chapman used to work in a museum when he was a young man, and Eugene would come in all the time and be like, "Hey, have you heard anything about starling populations? Because I don't know if you know, but I introduced a few starlings in my day." So then Chapman wrote an article that was like, "Schieffelin released all those starlings, you guys." But not all of them, Frank. He had help. At first, the reaction was fairly neutral, or people are like, "Interesting. New species are a hoot." But then it got a little weird and a little racist, and you might think that's an overreaction, but no, it's not. Chapman wrote an article in 1925 that in the same sentence talked about the United States' thoughtless hospitality, talked about the introduction of starlings and certain members of the Homo genus, and asked, are they desirable? Then in the 1940s, Edwin Way Teale, who was a famous naturalist, wrote about Eugene Schieffelin again. And there he introduced this idea that Schieffelin had released starlings because he was enamored of Shakespeare. And no one knows where that comes from. They can't find reference to it in other articles. They can't find mention of it before the 1940s. It has appeared as if from thin air. That's what poor Eugene is known for in his life, and he was just one of many people introducing starlings into the United States. So I feel like we should give him a break, because he didn't know. He wasn't trying to do something malicious, and science is all about learning new things. They didn't know back, they were just wee little babies.